Okay, guys. So now we're going to talk about something that it's both near and dear to my heart and a source of a lot of my heartburn. Like a lot of things in life, they are not mutually exclusive. They can coexist. So what we're going to talk about in this video is direct mail, right? And the reason that's near and dear to my heart is direct mail built this house, right? So it was the very first thing we ever did. We didn't know shit about it, but we just put massive action and learned, gained experience. So, but here's where we are today, right? Majority of what we sell that's most effective these days for retention. Remember, success is as simple as finding the right clients and keeping them, right? So of all the 12 years I've invested in this business and hundreds of millions of mail pieces that we've conducted, what I've realized is high risk, high reward, right? And you can chase big, massive paychecks and we can make them. But big, massive paychecks are the quickest way to not retain a client. So what I want to teach you today is about ADS's state of affairs relative to direct mail. Okay, so there's still three types of mail we do, right? There's database mail, there's special finance mail, and there's saturation mail, okay? And each of them have their own strengths and weaknesses. So it really just boils down just like any other product, right? You know what a product is, guys? A product is as simple as a solve to a problem. That's it. And selling is as simple as making a promise. That's it. So keeping them is as simple as fulfilling the promise, right? So you see how that works? So selling is as simple as making a promise. A product is a synonym for a solve to a problem, right? So our job as account directors, as sales representatives, in our organization as we're developing a relationship is to listen, find out what the problem is, right? Set clear expectations, give them the right product that's going to fix that problem, right? And then ultimately retain them over time. So I'm going to talk about everything is contained in the account directors folder, and we're going to go through this together. So we sell a lot of targeted mail these days, guys, and a perfect complement for targeted mail is our inbound BDC. Right? So if you sell targeted mail without an inbound BDC, I just want you to know something. You can do that. I've done it my whole career, and sometimes it's effective. But be careful that you give a product or a solution to a problem that they have that's not comprehensive. In other words, what if we get this customer 114 phone pops on a $4,000 budget? Happens all the time, and they fuck up every phone call. Then did we really position ourselves for long term? I don't think so. Right? You have to think about it in those terms. So in the account directors folder, mail samples, okay? And I'm going to break down the three types of mail we do. First and foremost, there's database mail, okay? Database mail has always been and forever will be the most effective direct mail strategy, period, end of story, all right? So the most effective database campaigns we do, this one is number one, right? It is the HEB, as we so affectionately call it, which stands for handwritten email buyback. And it's really simple. It's a letter from the owner or the GM to the sales manager, and it says, hey, I need Bob's Chevy Silverado. Tell them that we're going to give him all kinds of money. I got a buyer for it. And even if Bob doesn't want to buy a car, that's cool. We'll buy his anyway. And by the way, let Bob know if he'll come in and meet me, give me an opportunity to bid his trade. I'll give him a free oil change voucher just for coming in and taking a test drive. And so we've got to stick to this formula, right? A lot of times dealers will say, oh, I'll give oil changes for life or engines for life, or I don't want to do $35 in service. My service man is going to freak out. All that means is you're dealing with a weak dick. So don't let weak dicks dictate what we do, right? Because that's not going to work out for you long term. So stick to the oil change voucher. It's the most effective hook for this particular campaign. So this HEB, it's all about quality, right? It's not going to get them all kinds of opportunities, right? But the opportunities they get are going to be high fucking quality opportunities. People that are there specifically to sell their trade, specifically to buy a car. And as long as we train our clients right, here's the secret. They don't fucking give away oil changes. Maybe 2 or 3. If you ever get a dealer calls back, I gave away 18 oil changes. You need to tell them, sir, you didn't follow the process. Simple as that, right? So that's HEB, one of the most effective database marketing campaigns. Here's a new one we've recently developed that's been crushing it. Again, low volume of opportunities, but very high quality conversion rate. So this is the 100% reimbursement. So what we're telling them is, we're going to reimburse you 100% of what you paid for your vehicle, right? Now the hook is miles, right? So extrapolate 47 cents a mile on 100,000 miles, right? So there's 47 grand. So there's some training we do with our dealer, but it's very effective. All right. Here's another one. It's a play on the standard HEB, but it's an Outlook HEB, as we call it, because it looks like it comes from an Outlook email inbox as opposed to a Gmail email inbox. That's really the only two primary differences between them. Here's one that is an exclusive one-day sales event. It's pretty effective. So we've got these are the most effective ones that are in the drive. Okay, guys, for database marketing. Database marketing is marketing to obviously to their database of customers. We can and sometimes do pull in conquest data. So competitive make and models. Dealers talk about that a lot. We can do that, but just so you know, and you need to let the clients know up front, right? Is that it's going to perform about 50% of their database records. So as long as they know that up front, it's no big deal. And the most effective way to do the database mail is with our inbound BDC. Okay, so that's everything I need you to know about database mail. It's consistent as the day is long, right? Flat out works. High quality opportunities, high conversion rates, and we can do a really effective campaign for as little as $5,000. So they don't have to spend a fortune. And for that $5,000, we can show them 10, 15, 20 trackable sales, and then we can parlay that into other opportunities. So the second type of mail I'm going to talk about is our special finance mail, right? So just word to the wise, if you're dealing with a Toyota store that thinks a 620 is a bad credit score, then don't sell them special finance mail. I mean, use your fucking head, right? Remember, guys, I'll keep saying it. Selling is nothing more than making a promise, right? Effective selling means fulfilling that promise. And in order to fulfill that promise, you must understand the customer's problem more than they do and be damn fucking sure the product that you sell them, aka the solution, is actually going to solve the problem and ultimately deliver the promise. All right, so that's the name of the game that we're in. So the most effective special finance mailer that we have, right, is this one right here. It is the loan payoff. And very simply, it just gives customers lots of options. We target customers that are in high interest rate loans. We send them this letter. It's handwritten. It drops directly to the dealership. They send it to the post office, similar to the HEB and the Outlook buyback. And it just says, hey, your current payment is this, your current balance is this, your estimated new payment would be this, and that would save you this much money, and give us a call. By the way, here's a voucher on the bottom. Give us a call. You got 3 options. We'll pay off your loan, and you can select from our cars and finance as low as $199, or you can keep your car and just refinance it. Here's what that would look like. And then last but not least, you can just sell us your car outright. We'll pay it off, and you don't have to buy nothing from us. So this is a super effective campaign. It's called the LPO, the loan payoff, okay? And it works every single time. Another one that's close, not quite, but very close, is what we call the handwritten refinance mailer, right? The reason we call it that is same deal. It's handwritten envelope, 55-cent forever stamp, dropped directly to the store. It's got the Post-it note on it with the handwriting, and it's just a strict refinance call. Hey, we'll refinance your car. You don't even have to bet, here's your interest rate. Here's what it would be. Here's how much you'd save. So it's a very effective campaign. A couple other really effective special finance campaigns are our, like Capital One. You hear dealers all the time. I'm doing a Cap One mailer. This is similar in nature. It's got a personally embossed credit card on it, right? We can bring it to our call center. And it just basically says, hey, we know your credit's shit, but that's okay. We finance shit credit all the time. That's the synopsis of that campaign. So all the targeted mail, the most effective mail campaigns, guys, are contained in the Account Director Drive, and we're going to make sure we do a good job of continually giving you the tools you need to succeed, which means new campaigns that are performing, we're going to go in that drive, and case studies that we garner from campaigns are going to go in that drive. So last but not least, I'm going to talk about saturation mail. So it's completely different than database mail or special finance mail in the sense that it's going to generate a fuck ton, like a whole metric fuck ton of opportunities, but they're going to be low quality opportunities, right? And they're going to need deathly strong closers to convert those into car deals. So if you're dealing with a store that's a little weak on the knees, don't sell them a saturation mailer, right? Unless you accompany it with other products, which would be a hosted or a staffed event. Okay, so saturation mail is, we do not take those phone calls on our BDC, and it's for a dealership that's aggressive, has good closers, and is familiar with the prize getters, how to convert prize getters into car buyers. and there's some specific training we can do. Here's probably the most effective saturation mailer we've ever done in inventory reduction, triple scratch. So saturation mailers are great for very aggressive customers, big budget, familiar with mail, looking to completely flood the showroom full of fucking traffic, that has the ability to sort through all that and create car deals and gross profit from it. So that's everything you need to know about direct mail in a nutshell. So it's like, guys, one thing I want to say, selling to dealers is exactly like selling to consumers at a dealership, right? The very first thing you got to do, man, is you got to stop them. You got to ask them the right questions. Okay, you got to pre-qualify them like a super sale survey sheet, right? And then you got to car them up. Our business is the same way, man. We've got to put them on the right product that we know strategically does two things: fulfills the promise and gives us the best shot to get that long-term commitment. So these are some very effective tools in your bag in direct mail that you can use. Use them well. Identify the customer's problem and put the product in front of them that's going to fulfill the promise.